Hello and welcome to the Enchantress Society podcast with me, Tia Johnson. Put your muggle life on pause and travel with me to a place of magic, empowerment, and wonder as I interview prominent guests in the spiritual world and spill the enchanted tea on all of the ways you can conspire to craft the magical life you deserve. Always and forever, the Enchantress Society podcast is your virtual coven where I am rooting for you to succeed every step of the way. Hello. I am so thrilled to be speaking with you today. I am in such a good place and I cannot wait to share my good news, things I've been working on behind the scenes, and so much more. So before we get into all that, let's take a collective deep breath because I know I'm in high spirits and I need it. So here we go. Try to breathe with your stomach. So expand your stomach, deep breath. And release. One more time. Inhale. And release. All right. So if you are looking at this podcast, the video form, you notice the background is different. That's because I moved, hence the title of the episode. So I'm actually working on what my new background is going to look like. Who knows? It may be even more cozy. I may record from my couch with a different tapestry. So I'm excited for that. Little cosmetics, little aesthetics, but also exciting. So yeah, I moved not a full week ago at the time of this recording. Super excited. Before I get into that, I got to do a little bit of housekeeping. So if you are not connected with me on Instagram, please do so. Let's keep this conversation going. My main Instagram is cosmic_witch_goddess. And you can connect with me via the podcast Instagram page at enchantress_society_podcast. Also, if you haven't already, I don't know what you're waiting for. I have a new ebook totally free to help you manifest with crystals. Okay, it's like an 18-page workbook with over 20 crystals to help you manifest more love, more prosperity, protection, inner strength, really work on your intuition. There are crystal grids in this ebook and other cool ways to work with crystals to help you manifest and you like to boost your manifestation skills. And if you're like me, visual aid helps a lot, and crystals are pretty. So and nothing else, you can connect with the crystals on an energetic level and then work from there. So yes, over 20 crystal recommendations there for you to help you. It's totally free. You can go to tiamariejohnson.com and a little pop-up box will appear. And I will also put the link for that ebook in the description of this episode. All right, so a few background things. Now that I got that out the way. All right, and also I have a surprise for you too. So stay tuned. Back in January, I started diving deeper into personal growth. And this is something that I am a huge advocate for. I believe that personal growth never stops. Just like when we do shadow work, it never stops. It gets a little bit better because you can identify when shadow work comes your way. You're a little bit more prepared, but it just never stops, which is why I tell people whenever you're dealing with a coach, a mentor, whomever, and they tell you that they don't need to do such and such or whatever the case may be, they're not still growing or learning, that's a problem. So definitely check that with people. I'll take a little sip of my coffee here. Oh, so good. All right. So I buckled down and I took several workshops. And also I want to say some of the workshops, many of them were paid workshops. So don't shy away from the workshop that you have to pay for. Sometimes people see something and it's $99 or 100 or something, and people think, I don't know, and they want to go with all the free things, which is totally fine. But eventually you're going to have to level up, level up, level up. There's only so much you're going to get from a free space, and you're paying to have more access to a person and their knowledge, resources, and so forth. So keep that in mind too. I used to have those conversations with myself, and I still do, to make sure I'm justifying the price, but not overly justifying, making sure that it makes sense for me. Think about the possible outcomes, but I was taking my time with picking the courses that I wanted to take. So it wasn't analysis paralysis. I just made sure that I understood who the hosts or hosts are by following them on Instagram, by attending their free workshops, or listening to their podcasts, or listening to them when they are on other people's podcasts, really consuming what they're putting out there. So when they did have a paid course, I was all in. Okay. So keep that in mind. Consume a lot, but eventually work your way up. So I'm going to be giving tips along the way as I'm describing what led me all the way up to this point. So that was in January. And then I started doing the Nikola Tesla's 369 meditation. And there are different ways to do it. I talked about this, I believe, in the Enchanted Life Masterclass. Yes, the Enchanted Life Masterclass. And it's funny because I'm looking at my computer now and it's at 77%. I'm going to get into all the numbers that have been following me too. All right. So, and I started doing the meditation or the practice, writing it out, saying the words 3, 6, and 9 for a certain amount of days. Heavy visualization. I would be in a meditative state for hours. The most I checked for the timeline hour-wise was about 4 hours. So that's a combination of me visualizing, breathing, stretching, going back to visualization, chanting. Now, you don't have to do 4 hours. I didn't do 4 hours every day. Okay. I did it enough times, right? Whenever it felt right. And also I alternate between what I was doing. So I wasn't stretching every single day. I was doing particular stretches some days of the week, focusing on my chakras. So you can do different stretches for your chakras, for certain chakras. You can do, just by stretches for anything. Different breathing techniques. Sometimes I would spend my mornings in silence, okay? And enjoy the breezes that would come in my window in the morning. And even at night, I would do different things at night. So that was my foundation since January, leading all the way up to where are we now? May. So the first quarter of the year and some. And so I started also to be more selective about who I hang around, the places I go, and I was fully present as well when I went to these places. So on the outside, many people were thinking, oh, you go to so many places, you do so many things. Yes, ... They're very selective. And then I show up. And when I do that, it looks like I am going to just about everything, but I'm really not. It's just when you're present and you're fully immersed and you're documenting, taking pictures and videos and things like that, you amplify your experience because you're present. You're not just there. For example, if let's say I went to a brunch and I had brunch and it was nice, but I just went on about my business. That's different than being involved in the conversations and dressing a way that reflects me, my personal branding, and then posting about it because I do want to share that experience, but also it's for my personal documentation, my digital photo album. Okay. So it looks different to some people, but it's highly curated events. All right. So I tightened up about the conversations I was having, what I was not going to look at. So it's the mental diet. I just refused to look at certain things. There's just no point. Some things that appear on news or social media, and it's just one of those thoughts of, okay, so what am I supposed to do about it? What am I supposed to do with that information? Or now it's at a point for me where I see things as they are, not as they're being presented. So I know that that's not worth my time at all. I know that's fake. All right. Faker than the wigs I order. So it's just like, it's really, really weird out there when you observe some things. So yeah, I started to do that. Then I got even more private. I got more private. So I'm going to take another sip here. I tell you, man, there's nothing like good, strong coffee. All right. So yeah, I shared news with fewer people. I kept a lot of things close to the chest. And even when things did happen, good things happen, I still didn't share it with people. Not on a mindset of, forget everyone, I'm doing my own thing. It's just that I knew that you can't share certain information with people, and I knew that you can't have certain conversations with certain people. However, there needs to be an audit of sorts. And I don't like to say audit because it's just like, there has to be an evaluation. I like that word better. There has to be an evaluation of the people around you and understanding if they are growing in their own right. And if they're not and they're happy where they're at, keyword happy, then it's okay. But if they're not happy, if they're seeking something and they're trying to make me or you that thing that they're looking for, and I'm thinking of the card in the Oracle deck, the oh my gosh, the Oracle deck that I use, the Grail Knight, or it's I think it's called the Grail Knight. I gotta find it. But basically, it's the knight that's in search of, something more, but it's an illusion too. So sometimes people try to make us something that we're not to them, and we don't want to be that. So I had to understand even more that I can't tell certain people things, especially with the solar eclipse that just happened, followed up by the lunar eclipse and that Scorpio energy. Just more people have been revealed. Okay, their true intentions, their true XYZ. So that was something that bothered me a little bit, because I love sharing good news, because I look at it as inspiration. And plus, I'm someone who loves a good celebration. And now I just glanced up at the clock. So I just happened to glance up, and the clock on my microwave is 11:33. I mean, again, all these numbers. Okay, so yeah, I love sharing good news. I love celebrating other people's good news. I'm the person that's just like, all right, let's get a bottle of champs. This is amazing. Let's celebrate. Let's do something. Unfortunately, you can't do that with everyone, even if they seem nice. Everyone's going through something, and we don't know what some people are going through, and it could be completely harmless. However, because we are all energetic beings, our thoughts just get broadcast out there into the universe. So if someone's going through something, if someone wants something that you have, and you're just in a good mood, you want to celebrate with people, like, oh man, this is great. Like everyone, lunch is on me, or, whatever, like just come over, and someone's just in a funk, they may inadvertently send unfortunate negative energy your way. And this isn't to scare anyone. This isn't to say, well, don't ever share anything ever again. It's just about being aware. That's all. And understanding that keep things close to the chest, even when it's something good, know who to celebrate that with. And then if you want to make that announcement, make it when you're at a point where you have your protection set up, okay, where you are so solidified in a foundation that nothing anyone's going to do or try to do, whether it's subconscious or consciously, is going to do anything to you. Okay. So that's one thing I had to get over in a way, because again, I just like sharing information that I believe is helpful, and I like to spread the good, the positivity. So I had to tighten up with that. And that comes with personal growth, understanding, okay, this is what it is. Okay, being truthful with yourself. And I had to be truthful with myself and understand that, and just had to be okay with that and move on. So then my lease was up at my old place. And initially I liked it. I was excited. I'm like, oh, this is nice. But over time, it was just wearing away the charm. And I could feel my creativity slowly just seeping away from me, and just not being where it should be, is what I'm saying. So I had to reevaluate that. And so I did. I realized that this place was no longer for me. And so I started looking. And the thing that I love about myself is when I really am set to do something, it happens fairly quickly, with the exception of if I have a really tall order. The universe is just like, okay, this will not be 30 minutes and less, so relax yourself. But other than that, I tend to manifest fairly quickly things. So, and it's always interesting how some things play out. I looked at several other places, and some places did not get back to me. And I visit one place, and it was not it. It just, when you have a feeling, you're just like, no, thank you. Then I checked out the place I'm at now, and soon as I just saw the outside, I just thought, whoa. Well, and then I had the most pleasant greeting. Everything is just so beautiful. The view is beautiful. It just felt right. And so what's funny is, so here we go with the numbers. So when I arrived at this place, lady took me on one floor, and it's a bunch of sevens everywhere. I'm like, okay. So then I went to apply. So after I did the walkthrough and everything like that, I had to get set up online with something with the place. And Spirit just directed me to use these numbers for password, which is interesting because it's numbers that I wouldn't normally use. And I thought, okay, it just came to mind, like, all right, fine. And then the numbers played a part in the actual apartment. So I just thought, okay, it looks like I'm going to get this. I got a good feeling about this. Now, before I filled out the application, I went to Starbucks to get a drink. So I left the place. I went to get Starbucks before I went back to my old place. And I got a message about my credit score going up, double-digit points. And I was just like, oh my gosh, it went up 22 points. So there's that number 2 again. Then when I was at Starbucks, Beyonce and Jay-Z song, what is it? Was it the Ape Shit song? And she's saying, yeah, we made it. Like, and I'm just thinking, oh my gosh, like, okay, that's a sign I made it. So I'm saying this because, one, I don't believe in coincidences. And 2 is Spirit, the universe talks to us via symbols, numbers. I've been throwing sacred geometry. So, and music. So we have a song. I'm waiting in line. I just got a notification, 22, right? which is a master number, 11, 22, 33. There are sevens all over the place, right? When you went to check out the one model room, and it was just so many symbolisms that is just one of those things you can't quite ignore. All right, so I go in, I apply, boom, I get congratulations, you got it. I'm like, oh. And I'm also saying this because personal growth work, sometimes when you're in the thick of it, you don't realize everything that's going on. And I'm going to keep saying these numbers because whenever I look up and I see something, you also got to put it together. For example, now it's 11:43, right? So 4 and 3 is 7, right? So it's literally 1, 1, 7. So it's just that continuation of the ones and the sevens. So pay attention to all that. Don't brush it off. Even if you overhear a conversation, don't brush it off, okay? And so going back to being in the thick of it, sometimes it feels like you don't know how you're going to get out of a situation. You don't know how you're going to leave. You don't know the process. And I talked a little bit about the how in Carissa's Unlock Your Inner Witch event masterclass series. So if you aren't on my mailing list, I talked about that. So if you're not on my mailing list, get on the mailing list. All right, just go to tiamariejohnson.com, click the pop-up or scroll down, and then you can join the mailing list. And it was a free event that I spoke at. And we talked about the how, how we can get caught up in the how. And when you think about it, January, February, March, April, May, this is the 5th month, okay? The 5th month. So from January up until now, and I'll just say up until, let's just say April, because May just started. So for 4 months, I've been diving deep into personal growth, shedding, letting go of things, tightening up on certain things, understanding even more the people who are in my circle, and there are realms, right? There's your tight-knit group, okay, then like your close friends, then your friends, your acquaintances, people it goes bigger and bigger. So, just tightening up on that and having even deeper conversations with my closest, nearest, and dearest friends. And so when that happens, you feel even more satisfied, even better about the decisions that you made or are making, because the people who are in your corner are truly in your corner, right? That you've done so much work that whenever someone has something to say, it's like, you know what? Fuck you. Okay. I worked too hard for you to sabotage me because you are secretly in competition, because you're jealous and you leaving that jealousy unchecked, right? Because you feel like I, or whoever's listening, you should not have that, right? We have to be aware of these things with people, all right? And sometimes it's so subtle. This is why with my students and my clients, we talk about things like this when it does pop up, because it's so subtle. So that's why we have to focus on psychic protection. This is why we have to focus on protecting our energy. This is why we have to focus on who we are around, the conversations we are having, and making sure that we are keeping many things private. Okay. So before I continue, if you have not been to Tia's Boutique on my website, check it out. I have several courses for you to help you with confidence, your magic, sovereignty, unlocking your inner goddess, going deeper into your goddess nature and understanding more about yourself, trusting your intuition, setting up boundaries. Okay, there is the Goddess Mastery course. Like I was saying, unlock your inner goddess, sacred sovereign sorcery. Okay, the enchanted life, where we're diving into frequencies and vibrations, and frequency is what got me here. All right, I'm going to talk a little bit about that. Okay. And so many more classes there for you. So check it out. Even my books are there. Both my books are there for you to also purchase. So check out Tia's Boutique, and that's tiamariejohnson.com/boutique. So I'll put the link in the bio. Check it out. Lots of amazing courses there for you. Go at your own pace. Even with the bigger courses, you have those for a lifetime and any updates. Okay. There's the Cosmic Goddess Mastermind. There's so many courses there to help you with so many aspects of your life. And there are some testimonials there. I had to upload more testimonials, but there are testimonials there. Check it out. All right. Again, tiamariejohnson.com/boutique. All right. Courses there, workshops, materials there for you to help you along your magical journey, your spiritual lifestyle journey, and so much more. All right. So frequencies. I had to also dive deeper into this. And with spirituality, it is really like Alice in Wonderland. We are going down the rabbit hole. And I feel like I am I don't know if it's Cheshire or Cheshire cat. It's like, well, which way is right? And it's like this way. Anyway is the right way, right? You're constantly going down this journey. And just when you thought you learned so much, there's more to learn. So I shifted my frequency. I worked on upgrading my DNA. When I tell you I went hard, I went ham. Okay. With this personal growth, I was not playing these last few months because I knew, number one, it was a calling. Two, I felt that. I just felt it. Okay. And so, well, some things I will keep private, but there are some experiences I had too that I just knew it was time. So because I upgraded my DNA, shift my frequency, my vibration, and did so much, things just started to roll in. So let me take another sip here. Man, coffee is happiness in a cup. I don't care what anyone else says. And I have a surprise coming up for you. So hang tight here. When I was moving the process, and I just have to say, I hired movers, and the guy, it was his business. He complimented me on the way I packed. I appreciate that because I took it seriously. When it's something that I do, I don't want to half-ass it. I want to make sure I get it right. And if it isn't right, at least I know in my mind, I gave it my all and someone can correct me. So I did crazy packing. I had this nice Scotch tape. Like I was not messing around. I went to Home Depot, shout out my stepdad. You know, we had like these big boxes. Well, they're medium size, but when they're flat, they're just like big. And my stepdad is 6'3". So I'm like, come on, no, we got this. So he just like helped me with all this stuff. And I got rid of a lot of shit. I got rid of so much things. And I like that because I want to be able to get rid of anything that I don't need. I don't like holding on to things just to hold on to them. Do I have some things from childhood that I hold on to? Of course. I kept every single card anyone has ever given me. Okay, seriously. If it's not at my parents' house, I personally have cards here with me. And the reason why I do that is because people who take the time out to send me a card, people, especially when they write a card, a card that is empty and they write, like their own personal whatever, or they have a card, they add their touch to it. I keep that. Why would I throw that away? I can't. It's a beautiful thing. And I'm getting teary-eyed thinking about it because stuff like that melts my heart. It takes a lot nowadays. I mean, it doesn't, right? To write something, but to write a heartfelt note. So I keep all those things, but other things I got rid of. And it was so funny because I did have more books, keyword did, than clothes. And I got rid of so many books, but I didn't throw them away. I cannot throw away books. I can't. It's just, so I donated a lot. And I'm going to donate more. So I'm super excited to surprise this woman who I befriended. And so she doesn't know it yet, but I have 2 bags of books. So if you're watching the podcast, you see one of my bookshelves is somewhat empty. I still have to put more books on there, but there are some books that I haven't opened in over a decade. So I figured, well, these were the books I used in the beginning when I first was on my spiritual journey. And so why not give it to someone who can benefit from that the way I benefited from those books? So now I had to get rid of a second bookshelf as well. But I love that. It's a cleansing, it's a purging, it's a release of, it's not stagnant, it's just a release of things that no longer serve me. So now I got rid of all that. I did great packing, moved. Shout out to that moving crew. They took apart my bed and assembled it like it was nothing. I mean, it's perfect. I mean, whoa. All right. So now I'm driving to the new place and I'm seeing these numbers, and it's happening just like this. And when I say seeing these numbers, I mean on the side of stores, on like different places, license plates. It started off with nines. It would be 999 or 9090. And then it went from nine. The closer I got to the new place, it went from nines, zeros to ones. So 9 is the end. 0, you can consider it to be like a little bit of an in between that takes you back to 1. So I was just looking at this like, oh my goodness. Then it was 10, 10. I kept seeing 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Don't get me started on 11, 11. Okay. If there ever was a number that was a stalker at this point, it would be 11, 11. And maybe stalker isn't the right word because that can be bad. A number that has been close to me, very close to me now. Then, and I wish I could take pictures of these. I try to document as much as I can, but sometimes I'm in a car and, you're on a go. Then I don't remember which storefront had this, but I just saw prosperity. I'm thinking, what? The closer I got, these are the signs I would see. All right. So now I'm at the new place. I'm unpacking. And I had a little bit of an emotional moment because when I was unpacking, I don't even know how this happened. So this is definitely ancestor work. I'm unpacking and I come across my awards from high school, and it's in a nice little container, and it's clear. And then on the top of it is a picture of my pop with the biggest grin. I don't remember this picture at all. And knowing myself, I would not have put that up front, because sometimes seeing pictures of my grandmother, my pop, well, I understand that, they are still here, in a spirit sense. It still hurts a little bit that they're not around. And so I would not have put that up front. Somehow that picture was up front. And I mean, the biggest, beautiful, white, straight teeth smile. And I cried a little bit because it was just him saying, good job. And I'm getting teary eyed. Oh my gosh. Thank God for waterproof makeup. Because it was just such a humbling, heartfelt moment, because I really did. I worked so hard on this personal growth to get to this point where I just feel such great energy, such a new level of wealth and abundance and prosperity and happiness that I really can't put it into words. It's just energy. So I'm hoping that you are feeling this energy through this podcast, and that this is an inspiration. This is that nudge you need to take that risk. But I like to say calculated risk with a huge sprinkle, like Salt Bay of spirit doing its thing. So I saw that picture of my pop and I got a little teary eyed and I said, thank you. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, it was just such a beautiful picture. Like, he was just so happy and smiling in that picture. All right. So then now I'm seeing a lot of perfect time, or everything is in perfect timing, wishes granted, and other things I'm going to put on hold that I will share with you once that manifests, because there are some things that happen also that let me know something else is coming up, because I'm starting to see things happening more and more and more that are breadcrumbs. So once that happens, I'm going to tell you. So stay tuned. So now the surprise. So, okay, before the surprise, So that's been my journey. I moved. I'm in an amazing place. I mean, it is just such a huge upgrade. And I'm thankful for the previous place because it really helped with a lot of things that I needed at the time. And then this time was just up. So, and there's nothing wrong with that. All right. So hopefully that story will again help you to believe in what you are seeing, what you are feeling, what you are hearing, and put it together. Just like when I put together the time. Sometimes you just got to add the numbers together. Okay. And you will know based on that feeling. All right. This isn't about going out and looking for, numbers and signs and symbols and things like that. No, it's when you see it, document it whenever you can. And if you can't, just make a note of it in your phone. All right. So drum roll. I have a new masterclass and it is free. Okay. So take advantage of this. All right. It is the Soulful Solutions Masterclass. All right. What I love about this is that we are going to be diving into living with intention, overcoming obstacles, and prioritizing yourself. And some of the reasons why I came up with those 3 topics for the Soulful Solution Masterclass is because with the recent one-on-one sessions I've been having, and by the way, if you haven't, okay, book your one-on-one session, book it. I will put it in the link in the description of this episode. You can also go to Tia's Boutique and book it there. I don't know how long I'm going to have these sessions open. So with these one-on-one sessions, you will get an in-depth oracle card reading. Our session will be recorded. So you would get that, and you would get a spiritual lifestyle plan. So that's a great way to kickstart your next 30 days and beyond. All right. And some people have been experiencing so many transformations already that they're coming back again the next month. All right. So keep that in mind for the one-on-one sessions. So with the one-on-one sessions, a lot of prioritizing oneself have been coming up. So I wanted to bring that to the masterclass and really dive into that and help people with prioritizing themselves, because for so long, so many of us have been basically told to make sacrifices, right? Which will happen, right? You're going to make these sacrifices, but it shouldn't be to the point where everything has to be a sacrifice and people are just treating you like a welcome mat and you don't feel appreciated, and the list goes on. So we're going to dive into prioritizing yourself, overcoming obstacles like resistance, right? For example, if I was resistant to change, I wouldn't be at this happy, more prosperous state. And with that, the universe receives that signal, which, by the way, the universe receives all of our signals, right? Like, oh, she's feeling prosperous. Her heart, mind, and gut are all aligned and centered. Oh, she is prosperous. Okay, more prosperity. But if I'm resistant to that, if I'm downing myself and all these other things, then I'm causing delays. So we don't want delays, right? That's because of us. If it's a delay because certain things need to be aligned, that's different. That's outside our control. So overcoming these obstacles that tend to hold people back, tend to hold us back. All right. And sometimes we don't realize when we are doing that. Like when we are procrastinating and we tell ourselves that, oh, we're doing more research and things like that. And then living with intention. This is one of the reasons why I talk about having conversations only with certain people, only looking at certain things. It doesn't mean that you're not informed. It means that you're intentionally directing your energy, your mind, and other things to where it should be going. So even when I have some hesitation, I don't feed that hesitation. I direct my energy elsewhere. I acknowledge it, but I know that it's my ego. It's my ego saying, hey, this is new. This is unknown. I don't know if we should do that. Let's just stay over here, even though it's not the ideal situation, but at least we know how to navigate that. No, okay. So living with intention, overcoming obstacles, prioritizing yourself. This will cut down on your learning curve. This will help to magnify your manifestation abilities. This will help you to live a soft life, a more abundant, more prosperous life, a life where you're being appreciated more, a life where things just work out for you, a life where you can navigate this so much better because now you see things as they are, you get it, and you're going to attract more people who are in that space where you want to be. Okay, so you can go to tiamariajohnson.com and / Soulful Masterclass, because Soulful Solution Masterclass is a bit long to write out, right? So I'm going to put the link in the description for this episode anyway. All right, so this is where we're going to explore various spiritual, and holistic practices, okay, to help you with this. This is going to be about self-love, setting boundaries, taking aligned action towards your goals, all right, to create that life that you desire. All right, so if you are seeking to connect with your true self and live with intention, overcome obstacles in your life, okay, prioritize yourself for your personal growth journey, this is the masterclass for you. All right, I'll be giving you actionable steps to take towards creating that life you desire. And, again, if you're feeling a little bit stuck, a little bit lost, you're at a crossroads, you're trying to figure out what are your next moves, what are your next steps, this is for you. Also keep in mind, while this is free, after the course, after I go live with this, it's going to be a paid course. So make sure that you are signed up for this, even if it piques your interest a little. All right. So link is in the description of this episode. And there may be a workbook. The date, I was just thinking, so I had to push back the date. I was like, wait a minute, when is this going live? So the 25th, I believe. I will get back to you about the date because it may be the 25th or it looks like it's going to be May 25th. And I'm saying that because with the move, I originally wanted it to be a week sooner. And this is real. This is life. So things have to get adjusted. Either way, sign up for it and you'll have more than enough time to know the date. But I wanted to put that out there. And it looks like it'll be May 25th at 6:30 p.m. So again, sign up for it. You'll have access to the replay for a short period of time, and then it's going to be a paid course. So make sure that you enroll, register, RSVP, you know the drill. All right, so make sure you do that. Let's get connected on that level. Let's get you to shed away the things that just aren't helping you, the things that are the elephant in the room, taking up space, stagnant energy. Let's boost those manifestation abilities. Let's boost living with intention. So that way people can't tell you how you should live your life, what you should look like, how you should dress, what you should say, what. No, okay, unless they are someone who is your actual true blue friend, your true friend, a true friend who truly wants you to succeed no matter what. And they are giving you constructive, authentic, constructive criticism, not some criticism that they're trying to mask as constructive, but genuine insights, genuine advice. Okay. So I am sending you so much love, many blessings. All right. Sign up for the Soulful Solutions Masterclass. Check out Tia's Boutique. All right. Where there's the one-on-one sessions. And those are an hour long, okay? Where there are other courses for you to take to help with your confidence, boundaries, magic, sovereignty, goddess energy, so much more. And my 2 books, To Be Goddess and How to Get to the Point in Your Life. Okay, so tiamariajohnson /boutique. Join the newsletter. I send weekly motivational emails on Mondays. And sometimes I send some rituals and spells and things like that I don't share anywhere else. So get on that VIP list. All right. And by doing so, you are part of the Enchantress Society, right? Because that's what we're here for. We are part of the Enchantress Society of magical, beautiful women who are living their best magical life. Okay. Breaking free from the obsolete and oppressive lifestyle standards that society has put on us for so many years. We're breaking free. All right. So again, sending you so much love, lots of blessings. Remember to be kind to yourself. You know, I'm rooting for you. Until next time. Thank you so much for tuning in, Magical One. Visit my website at tiamariejohnson.com to subscribe to my newsletter and be the first to know about upcoming guests and exciting events. As always, I'm sending you lots of love and many blessings. I'm rooting for you. And remember to be kind to yourself. Until next time.